Since my video yesterday, my introductory video, they wouldn't let me post it, I guess, because of links. I've never done anything like this before. Never thought I would. But I wanted to go ahead, and I know I shared my intro, but I want to go ahead and kind of get started on an actual video today. So here's a little bit about myself. Like I said it earlier, I'm 35 years old. I lost my mother to addiction. Fortunately, my dad did have an addiction, but he overcame it. I mean, it's always there, but he made better for himself, and I'm very thankful. I had a pretty good life growing up. I was always into sports. I always did great in school, what have you. I had a good relationship for a while until my drinking got started, and I started drinking and taking Xanax stuff and blacking out, and I can't blame her. And she knows, if she ever sees this, she knows who she is. I can't blame her for leaving at all. She should have probably left me a long time ago. But after that, obviously I was heartbroken. I was devastated. My dad was in the mortgage business, and this kind of all happened in 2008, and my dad lost his businesses. The house got foreclosed on. I mean, I was in a place with no water or power. I was dropping out of school because I was out partying. And then after a little while, some arrests came up, disorderly conduct, public intoxication, stuff like that. But I didn't learn my lesson. I moved to Alabama with some family that had been sober for a while, and to get into church, and they really helped me and helped change my life. And I really wish I had listened more. But I stayed in Alabama for about 8 years. And I was in and out of addiction. In 2012, I had a series of DUIs, and that really hurt me, and I went off the deep end. I went to rehab a couple times, actually. I think the one that got me the most, I was there about 6 months in Panama City. But I got out and I came home, but I made a mistake. I should have stayed. I should have, because I moved right back in to somewhere that alcohol's there. It's there every day. You really want to do better. Unfortunately, it really hurts, but sometimes you just gotta let the people go or get away to get past that. But either way, I was kind of feeding off my dad. I wasn't making a lot of money, and I don't know where I met my what was soon to be my wife on Facebook, and to be honest, yeah, I was a little bit nervous. She had already had a divorce and had 2 kids, and I was, really just starting to get my life together again and got my own place. And but I took a chance, and I fell in love with her, and she said she loved me too, But we all may have different opinions on that. I believe if you truly love somebody, and you do believe in God, like adultery, no, you can't do that. If you truly, to me, that means you never really love, or maybe you don't even know how to love. But we, after about a month and a half, I found out we had already conceived a child, my son. And it was up and down in Alabama. Jobs were hard to find, well paying in that area, and I didn't have a driver's license. So the ex had to we had to work around that, our schedules and where the location. So we had my son. It was great, a beautiful, changed my life. I almost fainted. He's an amazing boy. Becoming a man every time I get a chance to see him, which isn't enough. But I ended up getting in trouble again back in, I think, the end of 2016, and I ended up having to go back to rehab. I did 60 days in jail. Uh, my my wife at the time, she moved in with her grandma. Her family actually, they didn't want her to move in. My family was the only one that took her in, and I don't know how, but when I got back home, I was in debt completely, and she didn't really have any bills other than like child support and stuff like that. But I got home. I knew when I got out of jail, hey, I'm gonna go home, going back to Georgia, and I'm changing my life. I got back to Georgia. My work ethic, which I've never really had a good work ethic, changed dramatically. Oh, and I forgot to mention, while I was in rehab, my wife visited me and we conceived my daughter. So I had that too. And I knew, especially, it hit me more with her. You don't know, with a dad and their little girls, but it hit me more. And I was still struggling with alcohol. My mom had overdosed and died, and I struggled, But I got up every morning, 4:15, 4:30, and went to work 12, 13 hours. This went on for a while, and our fights just kept getting worse and worse, and it didn't matter what it was. It could be something about the TV or what we eat or any little mundane thing. um, and I saw the signs years ago. I should have really stuck with it. Everybody told me, anybody that knew us personally, and not just, they knew the truth, not just somebody's side of the truth. They saw it firsthand. And but because of my addiction, my recovery, I learned to be more forgiving, loving, empathetic, sympathetic. I learned that people need chances and they can change. And you make mistakes, but you can change. I'm living proof of that right now, and I will continue to do so. You can change. And if something like this has happened to you, what I'm fixing to tell you, you can get through it. If I can do it, no driver's license at the moment. I currently live with my grandma. Everything that I had was taken. My 401k, the car I paid for, everything. But you know what? Okay. It sucks, it hurts, but okay. So now I got to think, what do I have to do? Well, stay clean, stay to God, pray, keep doing the next right thing. That's a motto I live by. The next right thing. Whatever that is. It could be a small step. Getting up early enough to make it to work 10 minutes early. Whatever it is. It's the next right thing. Choosing, chicken and rice or something over McDonald's. Just keep doing the next right thing, because your mental health and physical health are tied together. You feel good physically. You look good physically. That helps you up here. Now, it's not going to solve it, but it does help. I know what doesn't help. What I used to do and just get smashed. And no, I refuse to do that. The other thing too is, I'll talk a little bit about abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse. Men out there have, and I understand, we're bigger and, more intimidating physically, but men do suffer from physical and mental abuse, and it gets overlooked too much. Entirely. I had been beaten with baseball bats, keys, bottle, whatever, thrown, money stolen. I had all this happen, and I It didn't nothing. I still kept trying to go bad. Didn't matter, you know. Maybe they blame, hey, your sobriety. You used to be a drunk. It's like, yeah, but I've been sober for 10 months, and you haven't taken a day off. So you find somebody that wants to change with you, is willing to do so, or compromise, communicate, work through problems. Not working through a problem is hard, but going out and drinking is not me working through a problem. Not a good way. Going out and having an affair, especially in your marital bed, is it's not okay. But that being said, all that, I really prayed. And I've really talked to my sponsor, talked to people, and I'm like, I can do this. Stay clean. I drank for 15 years hard. I can do this. Stay sober, work hard, and one day at a time it gets better, 1 second at a time. Men and women out there, if you are suffering from mental or physical abuse or both, get out. Get out. I can promise you it's not going to get better. I would say 99% of the time it's not going to get better. Especially if they have some sort of maybe a mental diagnosis. This particular person suffered from borderline personality disorder, and if anybody knows anything about that, you decide you want to look it up, read about it, and that is terrifying. And I should have known. I should have known. It's my fault. In the long run, yeah, they made their decision, but it's my fault that I allowed myself to be there instead of leaving years ago when I saw the signs, felt the signs. It's tough. And it's tough. I'm sharing this on Facebook with people that I don't want people to know this. I don't want that pity or anything. I just want to speak up. I want to get it out of my heart, out there into the open. Maybe somebody can reach out and help me. Maybe somebody that needs help can reach out, and I'll try to help them. We do it together, whatever. I want people to follow along with this journey with me. The gym, church, sobriety, building a new life. When you start with $0, and yes, zero. I had to borrow money from my grandma just to opening up a new checking account. I was truly, truly blessed that she had a room for me. But I don't want to sit there and badmouth too much. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just, like I said, I'm speaking the truth. This is what's happened to me. I know what I've done, and I'll get into I'll get into my actions more and more. But that was just a little bit about myself, and I'm making steps forward. Yesterday, I bought a car. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's a big deal. It really is. I'm working hard every day. Even after I found out officially that I was right about the affair, I got up and went to work the next morning. What's the next right thing? That's key. That's huge. And also, not just following that, but talk to somebody. Seek help. And if nobody watches any of these or does anything with them, you know what? Just me talking helps. So my time's coming to an end. Thank you guys very much. I pray for all of you. And if you need anything, please, I would love to speak to anybody. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.